Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy KAIOKNUCKLES and I'm back again, this time with another One Piece video. This is a new type of content that I'm going to be bringing to my channel. We are going to be doing One Piece versus battles, and with me today I have my fellow compadre, Mr. Yugimoto, and he's going to be my permanent guest for doing these videos. They're going to be coming out every couple of weeks. So, Yugi, would you like to introduce yourself, my good sir?
Yup, guys, I'm Yugi. I review Food Wars on the weekly, and occasionally One Piece. I know my stuff, so let's do this.
Yeah, and our first contestants for this first video are going to be Doflamingo versus Rob Lucci. So we're going to be looking at Rob Lucci first, and we're going to be looking at his devil fruit. So Yugi, what do we know about his devil fruit?
So basically, Rob Lucci has what we call a carnivorous zone. He has the Neko Numi model leopard, or the Cat fruit model leopard. Basically, as we know with zones, they each have three transformations. They're hybrid, they're middle, and they're full leopard. For Lucci, it'd be full leopard form. And basically, a carnivorous zone just means they get a bit more bloodthirsty and all that. And of course, as we see with zones like Chopper and the Demon Guard that happen to be awakened, bring them really, really enhanced power. I'm not saying Chopper's awakened, by the way. But having a zone will enhance Lucci's power, and that might help him contend with Dofi. What do you think, Kyle?
I mean, yeah, the thing is, at the end of the day, look, we're going based on Rob Lucci, which is like pre-time skip, because to be honest, yes, we know that we haven't really seen much of him like after post-time skip, but the one thing I want to bring up, although it is non-canon, but when you look at Film Gold, he was able to go toe-to-toe with Sabo, even though both of them most likely weren't taking it seriously. You can see they both clashed with Armament Haki. So we know that Rob Lucci has Haki. We know that his abilities have increased. He's like the main guy of CP0. So can't really rule him out. But what we're going to do is we're going based off pre-time skip, but with a little bit of information that we know post-time skip. So before all the Rob Lucci fans coming in saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't put him against Doflamingo because we don't know his abilities, we'll wait until we know quite a lot more about him and what he can do now, and then when we know the information, we will redo this video, and that way it'll be a lot more fairer. But no, at the end of the day, Rob Lucci is definitely one of the most iconic villains in One Piece, and you look at his fight with Luffy, he was basically giving Luffy a really hard time. That first time that they had that little bit of a fight where Lucci threw Luffy and Zoro out of the building at Water 7, and in the end, Luffy had to sort of push himself. He came out gear second and gear third. You know how that went. But even when Lucci did go into his leopard form, you know, he has those different types. You know, he had like the slim version of a leopard and the more bulkier type. Still, he did prove to be quite a good match, and it's still one of the most iconic fights. So, although Yugi isn't too much of a fan of Rob Lucci, I think even he could agree that Lucci is, and you can tell that he is one of the most iconic villains and still considered one of the best, maybe not if the best fight in One Piece.
Most definitely, and also probably Luffy's hardest fight until Doflamingo, and probably the most iconic villain in One Piece until Doflamingo. That's kind of why we did this. It's like the two most iconic villains in One Piece versus each other, and also like the most shown villain in One Piece versus almost the least shown villain.
Yeah, because when you think about it, no one knew of Rob Lucci until Water 7 and then his lobby. We didn't know nothing about CP9 at the time, but now we do. It, you know, look how big Rob Lucci has become since, you know, that fight, since he was introduced with the rest of the characters. Although he's the most one that's spoken about, everyone still seems to lose their minds when they see him in the most recent chapters. When we saw him, I think how many chapters was it ago? What, about two, 3 chapters ago we saw him when...
I think it was 906.
Yeah,
it was 906.
Yeah, when he came in and St. Charles was ordering him to actually to deal with the fishmen, and because obviously he wanted Shirahoshi. So we saw him then, and obviously we did see him at Dressrosa. And I think that's roughly about it that we've actually seen him, haven't we? Because we've seen a bit more of Stussy where she was on Whole Cake Island for a bit. But anyways, what was you going to say, Yugi, before I cut you off there?
I think it's time we get into his Rokushiki techniques, which would be his main way of combating Doflamingo. Say, as we don't know whether Lucci, after the time skip, is awakened, or if after the time skip he has any other Haki other than Bushu Shoku, or if he even has really strong armament Haki. Like we know Doflamingo has one of the strongest armament Haki in the series until Katakuri. So for Rokushiki techniques, we have first off, which is Moonwalk. We have Shave. We have now I'm about to say Skywalk. That's just the Sanji's version. We have Rankyaku, which is Tempest Kick. We have Finger Pistol, and we have a Paper Body and Iron Body. And also, when you learn all three, all six, which is Rokuogun, and Lucci is the only person we know that has mastered all six to the degree of learning Rokuogun. Also, with Tempest Kick, yes, Lucci has a different variation called the Freedom Bird, I believe it is.
Yeah.
But that is going to be Lucci's main method of combating Doflamingo, though I think the only ones that really do anything for him are Skywalk, Shave, and Tekai, which is Iron Body, like Kaio.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, when you look at the likes of Doflamingo, I know we're sort of just going off of Rob Lucci here, but when you look at Doflamingo, you saw what happened when Law attacked him. You know, he's able to, regenerate his organs with, using the strings inside his body. Even with the likes of Luffy's Red Hawk, and even when he went into Gear 4, you could see how his stamina was, really powerful, it was really OTT, and you can just see his resilience as a character. Like every time he got knocked down, he'd get back up. So even then, although Luffy ultimately ended up defeating both Lucci and Doflamingo, you could tell neither of them then went down that easy. I mean, how many times did Luffy have to go Gear 2nd before he beat Rob Lucci? What was it, like twice, wasn't it?
I think it was twice.
Yeah.
And then he went Gear 3rd, I think.
And finished him off with Gear 2nds. I think it was roughly about 2-3 times-ish.
Because I think wasn't the finishing blow Jet Bazooka?
Jet Gatlin.
Jet Gatling, that's it, Jet Gatling.
And then obviously we know what happened with Doflamingo. It was a big fist to the face. But anyway, going back to Rob Lucci, another thing that I wanted to bring up is the fact that, again, going back to Film Gold, the way he stood up to Akainu, you know how powerful Akainu is. He's basically the Fleet Admiral, and you have someone like Rob Lucci who is being his usual cocky self. And Akainu even says, watch out, look who you're talking about here. Like, you really think that you can talk down to me like that? So it kind of does go to show that Rob Lucci has definitely increased in power, but until we actually see him properly in action, we don't know.
So, do we want to talk about Rob Lucci's defense? Because if we do, really all he has got is Tekai, which is Iron Body, and his Armament Haki, which, then again, we only saw him clash for a few minutes in Film Gold. If not, Kyle, do you want to take us over to Doflamingo?
Yeah, so let's look at Doflamingo. So, we all know who Doflamingo is, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for the most of the fandom here when we say a lot of people love Doflamingo. He's probably, up until Katakuri, he's probably still the most hyped villain of the New World, because the way when we entered Dressrosa and, you had the Colosseum battle where Ace's Devil Fruit was up for grabs, and you had the Straw Hats who had to go undercover, look at Luffy, had to take under the name of Lucy, Zoro was dressing like a suit, and in the end, Sabo came into it. But when Luffy and Law, both of them, they had to double team sometimes against Doflamingo, and yet he'd still be way overpowered because of his Devil Fruit. His Devil Fruit is definitely one of the most overpowered fruits, like Paramecia fruit, should I say, that you could ever witness in One Piece. Especially the fact, considering he's actually awakened his Devil Fruit since, we saw that against Luffy. And I definitely want to be on the end of like a God Thread, especially that one that even pierced Luffy's Armament Haki. You saw that when he pushed even further. You see them pierce Luffy's, Armament Haki, and that's saying something considering Luffy was battering him around all over the place. So, you got anything to add more on his Devil Fruit there, Yugi, or do you want to go on to his...
of course, the name of his Devil Fruit is, of course, the Ito Ito no Mi. He also, of course, is awakened. He has abilities such as Overheat. He can create wings with it. He can regenerate organs and stitch them back together with it. He has the Black Knight, which is his string clone, which can also use his string abilities. And, of course, the Island Wiper ability. It won't actually destroy it. It'll just clean off the top of it. The Birdcage.
Oh, that Birdcage is disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's pretty much impenetrable.
It really is. If you're caught in that and you don't defeat Doflamingo, that's it. It's practically lights out. I mean, before Luffy even took him out, you had the likes of the Straw Hats, the Tontatas, everyone trying to push that Birdcage back, and it was not working. It was just continuously just moving in. You saw how like close it got to taking out Dressrosa until Luffy delivered that final blow. And taking Luffy out and put in the likes of Rob Lucci in there, how is Rob Lucci gonna, fare against someone who, both of them can fly, but how's it gonna go when we're looking at pre-time skip Lucci? That's the problem. That's the one issue that we're having here, because we can't, as I said, go.
There's nothing to go off on now. Like, nothing in the now. I mean, even Zoro and Hardin, two of the most physically strong characters we saw in Dressrosa, could not stop the birdcage. Hardin is a friggin' giant and could not stop it.
And Yugi, I believe they were saying, we was talking about yesterday, we was discussing this on Rob Lucci, and I believe you brought up saying about like a demon guard or something, like with Rob Lucci. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that so you can give the viewers like an explanation of what you mean by that.
Okay, so basically, if we wanted to say that Lucci was awakened, I was just commenting that the only ones we can really scale off of for zones are possibly Chopper's Monster Point, which we don't even know if that's awakened or if that's like half awakened for Chopper, seeing as he messed with the chemistry of this Devil Fruit using the Rumble Ball, and the 5 demon guards of Impelled Down. And the appearance of the demon guard is the upper body is almost a like monstrous 7 Deadly Sins-esque demon-looking form. Their center is for some reason still their abdomen and torso of a human, and their bodies, like Minotaurus, it was the full-on cow or bull legs with hoofs and everything. And they had extreme power. I mean, they contended with Luffy and his whole motley crew that was escaping. And then, of course, we've seen Chopper and how much he can wreck things in Monster Point. I mean, that may have very well even been what ran off Blackbeard from Drum Island. And that's really all I've got to say. So if Lucci has that much power, he might be able to contend.
Well, do you think that it practically is a Doflamingo win at this current moment in time? Because as much as I do like Lucci, I probably would have to say I think Doflamingo would probably take this one, because
I mean,
we have seen him a lot more than obviously Rob Lucci, and you just look at, like I said, you look at his strength and endurance. It's very, very stupidly high. Look at when, do you remember the whole meeting between Law, Doflamingo and Fujitora? Fujitora brings a meteorite down and Doflamingo's just like, yeah, what's this? And then
yeah, of course, we've had Doflamingo has even tangled with Aokiji, one of the strongest Marines we've ever seen in the series to this point. I know he's left the Marines and joined Blackbeard now, but even not that, Doflamingo has 2 of the strongest forms of Haki. Of course, we do not know if he knows Kenbushoku Haki, which is observation, but he does one of the strongest armament Hakis we've seen, and he has probably one of the strongest Conqueror's Hakis we have seen in the story.
Yeah, the
and
Clash. Remember
can
Lucci?
Lucci even do that? Like, can he contend?
That's the thing. That's the one thing we've got to wait for. I mean, because to be honest, like you said it yesterday yourself, that when you look at Rob Lucci's status at the moment, like with the rank that he is and everything, he's at least got to be
at least Vice Admiral, because I can't see them letting somebody into CP0 with less than Vice Admiral, because as we know, Oda releases in an SBS, all Vice Admirals must have at least observation and armament.
Exactly.
Usually they have both.
Yeah, and there was something else I also wanted to bring out about Doflamingo just before we actually conclude this battle, is you also got to take into account Doflamingo's agility as well, because he definitely has considerable reflexes and agility, and you look at the fight that he had with Oz Jr., he was able to, dodge them with ease, and if I remember rightly, he even jumped over Oz's body, didn't he?
Yeah, he jumped. He just no strings whatsoever. Just basically skips over Oz after he cuts off his leg. He is fast enough to take off Crocodile and dodge Sables.
Yeah, and we're huge Crocodile fans here.
Very much so. Very much so.
So I think, to be honest, I think you're in agreement with me that it's definitely a Doflamingo win here.
All biases aside, it's Dofi. I mean, Lucci might, out of 10, squeeze 2, maybe 3 victories out. But that's if he has all of CP9 or CP0 backing him up.
Exactly. So, yeah, I definitely think that we've come to the end of this versus battle. So I think our winner here is obviously Doflamingo. But guys, don't worry, and obviously mainly Rob Lucci fans, we will be doing another video of Rob Lucci and Doflamingo in the future whenever we learn more about him and we see exactly what he's like within the chapters that Oda will eventually bring us. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to see him fight again at some point. It's definitely got to happen, because otherwise a lot of Rob Lucci fans, including myself, are going to be quite pissed if we don't see any upgrades from him compared to where we saw him pre-time skip. So hopefully when that happens, we'll definitely be doing another video. I'm pretty sure Yugi will be down to, you know, go over it again. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm pretty sure Yugi, you had a lot of fun for the first time, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a blast. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries, man. It was a pleasure having you on. And guys, yeah, just let you know, it will be coming out every 2 weeks, because obviously we've got to look at the information and get all the right stuff for you guys to actually see, so you guys know what we're talking about, and so no one comes at us saying, oh, you missed that out, you missed that out, all that sort of jazz. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, look forward to this one that comes out on Tuesday, and then a couple of weeks on Tuesday again should be the next one. If not, I'll let you guys know when it'll be. So Yugi, do you want to do your little outro, say goodbye?
Guys, so thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, show Kaio some love. We will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Yes. Also, just quickly, I will put Yugi's channel in the description, so make sure you go hit him up, subscribe button, because though I've not got no clue about Food Wars, whenever he mentions it, it goes straight over my head. So any of you guys are also Food War fans, make sure you go check his stuff out, and obviously he does One Piece stuff as well whenever he decides to sit down and turn the camera on and record stuff. I'm going to leave it there. If you like anything that we had to say and you like this video, give us a big fat thumbs up. We'd greatly appreciate it. Also, let us know down in the comments below who you like to see us talk about in a versus battles. Could be anyone in One Piece. We're not really going outside of One Piece just yet. We're going to see how this one goes, and then we sort of may linger and sort of branch out to maybe like Naruto, Bleach, whatever, My Hero even. Let us know who you'd like to see. Also, make sure, like I said, to subscribe to both of our channels, and make sure you hit the notification bell on both of our channels as well, because then you guys will never miss a post from either of us. And we'll see you guys for the next versus battle. Until then, see ya.